Wouldn't it be great to save real money this year, but not give up on all of the things that you really enjoy? Sounds pretty good to me, and that's why 2024 is going to be my low buy year. Now, I personally hate the concept of all or nothing. No processed food, no sweets, no chocolate, no going out, no cake, no spending stuff on things that you don't really need. Why can't we just meet somewhere in the middle? When it comes to your personal finances, one of the biggest problems you may find with cutting back on excess spending habits is that at the end of the day, you just don't want to give it all up. Changing a habit is really, really hard. And that's especially the case with one that even though in the moment you know that it's not great for your bank balance and your overall well-being, but in that moment it feels pretty great. So this is where trying a low buy year instead of a no buy year can really, really help to improve the situation and help you change those spending habits. And it can also get you closer to your financial goals. That's what I'm hoping it's going to do for me. So what's the difference between a no buy and a low buy year? So a no buy year is where you give up all non-essential spending. But a low buy year is way less restrictive and a lot more adaptable to your personal situation. And this is why, for me personally, I think I'm more likely to succeed with a low buy year than a no buy year. So you cut right back on your non-essential spending, but you leave some room in the budget for things that you really love that bring you real joy. I've said on here before that, like crash dieting, I don't believe crash budgeting really works. I think that it's much better to put in a longer term plan that helps you change your habits. I think a low buy year can be a really good Kickstarter to getting rid of bad spending habits, excessive spending habits. How do you get started then? Well, getting ready for a low buy year doesn't really take much time. It just takes a little bit of planning. Having a plan in place is really, really key. And if you're someone who doesn't take a regular big picture look at their budget and spending, then this is a really valuable exercise anyway. It's really made a huge difference for me. If you're worried about digging through the numbers about what you might find, just don't worry. You're serious about change, and everything, any change has to start with a single step. And that first important step is taking a look at where your money is actually going. And it might feel scary at first and a little bit difficult to actually go through, but in many ways it's the hardest bit, the actual acknowledgement of, wow, this is where my money is going. And then from there, kind of once you start gaining momentum, it's the snowball effect, right? And things just become easier over time. Don't be scared, just rip off that band-aid. First of all, take a really good look at your spending. And this is a really good way to figure out exactly where it is your money is going. Think about anything you can cut back, such as subscriptions. I like to do a subscription rotation these days. So there's so many TV streaming platforms out there, but really, like, we only tend to binge one program at a time if we're really, really into something. So what I do now is I cycle through the different big TV subscription platforms like Netflix, Prime, Disney Plus, Now TV, and Paramount Plus, for example, because we will just watch a show and then cancel and then pick up a new subscription the next month. It's so easy to cancel these streaming services. Maybe you could cut back to just having one per month. If you really want to shock yourself, one thing you can do is just add up all of the categories of your non-essential spending and figure out how much you've been spending over the course of a year, and then multiply it by 2 years, and then 5 years, and then 10 years. I was shocked. It was like 100 grand of non-essential spending in 10 years. Like, wow. It's also important to look at the costs coming up in the year that are going to be pretty much fixed costs. So that will include like Christmases and birthdays, birthday parties for your kids, your car MOT maybe, your holiday, and any insurance renewals or annual bill renewals that you're going to have to cover. Estimate what that is going to cost you, and it's a good idea to be putting away a small amount of money every month to cover those annual costs so that they're not a big surprise. I found that really useful because summer is so expensive for me. It's when all of my car costs come up, like the MOT, the insurance renewal, the car tax, and the kids are off school, they're at home, and so entertaining them, doing stuff with them, that's costing me a lot more as well. So once you know where your money goes, you can now place your spending into 3 categories. And those 3 categories are essentials, fun, and banned. So your essentials, that's going to be the obvious stuff, okay? You got to buy food, but we're talking about essential food here, not takeaways and going out. Your mortgage or your rent, your energy bills, water bill, essential clothes for like your kids, for example, new school shoes. And the amount you're saving every month will also go under this list. Now the best bit, the fun budget. This list is the non-essential things that you're allowed to buy during your low buy year, but you still keep within a budget. So you set a fun budget. This isn't just like limitless spending under this category. You're limiting it, but these are the things that you're allowed to spend your fun budget on. On my fun list is, for a start, experiences for the kids. I love to take them to new places. I love to pay for fun experiences for them. This year, I'm really hoping to take them to Harry Potter World at some point. So this is something that's gonna be within my budget, within my plan. Socializing is also on my list. I'm not ditching nights out because I don't go out that often anyway. I'm very much an in bed at 9 o'clock all the time kind of person. I have 2 young kids after all. So, you know, if my friends say they wanna go out, I'm gonna go out because it's really, really unlikely that it's gonna happen any more than once a month at absolute maximum. I've just made myself sound like a real loser there. Next on my list is holidays. We'll be taking a family holiday somewhere, and I've also got a pre-planned trip away with some close friends of mine. Now, this is something that we've been planning for a while, and I have not taken a girls' trip since before I was married. Like, it's been a really, really long time. So I am so looking forward to this. This is going on my fun list. Also on my list is books. This is a really easy one to add to the list for me. I only buy new books once I've finished a last one, but I just think there's so much value in reading for me and for the kids. So I have no issue with buying books. Moving on now to the banned list. These are the things that you will not be buying at all during your low buy year. For me, that list includes beauty products that are not replacements of stuff that I already had. So I'm not buying any brand new beauty products. I'm only replacing the makeup, the cosmetics, the moisturizers, the shower and hair stuff that I've run out of. I've also given up getting my hair colored at the hairdressers. I'm now coloring it at home. I may go in for a trim at some point, but I've also got some hairdresser's scissors at home that I can trim with. So my aim this year is to sort of save a lot of money on my hair. That has been costing me hundreds of pounds a year. So that's a significant saving for me, and I'm quite happy with the results of the home hair dye. Also on my list is home decor and furniture. And also on my list is new tech. At some point this year, my mobile phone will be paid off. So the payment plan on the device will be completed, but I'm not going to replace it with whatever brand new model or new phone is out. It's a perfectly good phone. It's great. It's been brilliant for me. I'm not going to be getting rid of it. I've also got an incredibly old iPad. It's like several years old, but it still works fine for the purposes of what I need it to. So I won't be getting rid of that, replacing that while it still works absolutely fine. Another one on my banned list is jewelry. I have plenty of jewelry. I don't need any more jewelry. I'm not worried about foregoing buying new jewelry this year. And to be honest, when it comes to buying for myself, I really don't buy that much jewelry anyway. Another one is bags. I don't need any more bags. I have plenty of bags. Next up is clothes. I have enough clothes, and to be honest with you, I could actually do with getting rid of some, having a good declutter. The only allowable purchases is where something has become completely worn out and I have no other alternative to it. So this is difficult because I've been so tempted to buy a pair of Adidas Samba shoes, which are £90. It's just so much money to spend on a pair of trainers, but I'm not gonna do it. I don't need them. What I might do is add them to my birthday list. So I might consider doing that, but no, I am sticking with what I have. I have plenty of things. I don't need any more clothes. So clothes is going on my banned list. Also on my list is cheap hauls of stuff. Places like Home Bargains and Primark are so clever because they've made their prices so cheap that when you go in, you feel like just the act of shopping there is saving you money, but then you walk out with a bag full of just basically junk and additional cleaning products that you didn't actually need, extra clothes that you didn't actually need. So you're not really saving money just because it's cheaper than it would have been elsewhere. You are just spending. So that is on the banned list for me. Your list may look completely different to mine. Everyone has different priorities and different things that are really important to them. So for example, getting your nails done on a regular basis might be a really, really important bit of self-care for you, and that's fine. Like, I do mine at home and I am happy with that, but the good thing about the low buy year is that you're able to tweak it and personalize it to yourself, which is just ideal. And I think it sets you up with a better chance of success. So how am I staying motivated on my low buy year? I think it's really important to understand why you are doing this. I think something abstract like just to save money won't be enough to stop you from a moment of weakness and spending, say when you're bored or when you've just been caught with an impulse purchase that you can't resist. My personal motivation is that this year we really want to save more money towards our next house. We have a really lovely house, but it's just not located in the best place for us. And that's particularly the case because we're looking forward towards moving our kids up to secondary school. We want to be living well within catchment so that we don't have any stresses about the application process and getting in. I'd really like for them to have like that independence of being able to walk to school when they're older. Not that they're getting older, because, you know, we've talked about that, and I've decided that I don't want them to grow up. So yeah, it's a good thing that we settled that. Anyway, back in reality, in order to stay on track, it can really help to set up a direct debit so that your savings are being paid out at the start of the month as soon as you've been paid, and that way you're not seeing a wodge of cash in your bank account that you might be tempted to spend. That way the money is gone, you cannot touch it to spend on stuff that's on your banned list. It can also really help to track your progress so that you can see that you're getting somewhere, and that can incentivize you to keep going. And if you want something to help you track how much you're managing to save during a low buy year, you can download my free budgeting bundle, which includes a couple of saving trackers in there. Just check out the link in the description below. Please don't forget to hit like and subscribe for more from me. Bye!